What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NBA DFS video. We are back with another main slate breakdown. We're going to break down and build a lineup on DraftKings, on Fanduel, and on Yahoo. We are going to use SaberSim, and we're going to go through the steps for DraftKings. Then I'll pause the video, and we'll make the lineups for the other two sites as well. So if you guys have never been here before, we have two giveaways every single day, but we are adding something on top of it. So the first giveaway, all you got to do, like this video, be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and leave a comment, as hopefully a positive comment, but leave a comment on this video. If you are lucky enough and we hit at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That's every single sport we offer. So the current sports, NFL, NBA, PGA, MMA. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a free $200 a year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. The second way to win. Somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or key phrase. Listen for it and type it in there. Just type another comment in there, and you will have a chance to win yet again another pass. It'll be for a weekly pass. And actually, the third way to win now, if you haven't seen our other videos, I've already put out a video for stacks. So that stack video is out live right now. I will link that at the end of this video. There will be another video as well. We'll be breaking down the Sunday Night Football game. We'll also be breaking down the Monday Night Football game, just like we did Thursday Night Football game. So those will all be connected to these videos. But what I would like to say is we have been doing very well. We also have talked about in the other videos, the stacks video that went out depending on when you watch this, went out early Saturday morning. We have started another YouTube channel, and this is another way for you guys to win. So all you got to do, it's simple, and it is easy. So with that, we have different videos out there and a different YouTube channel that I would like you guys to check out. So this is the YouTube channel, and I'll put it in the description, but it's the history of, and we're going to be doing a whole series of history of different sports, different teams, just everything that you guys could want. So if you guys could go to this channel, we have currently only 7 subscribers. It just launched yesterday. If you could go there, watch this video, leave a comment, and like the video. It's only 13 minutes. Please watch the entire thing and subscribe to this channel. We will have a giveaway next weekend for everyone who is subscribed to this channel. We will give away a 1 free month of FTA Plus to one lucky person. For every single person that subscribes to this channel, we'll run the algorithm, and we'll see who the winner is. So I will link that in the description of this video. So I thank you guys very much. But we are going to have the giveaway from last week's video. So in that video, we had 59 likes, I think it was. I think we hit 59 likes. And we did have a keyword. So we're going to roll it twice. Even if the keyword is in this first person's winner, they're not the winner. We're going to re-roll it again. So this right here is because it got 59 likes on yesterday's video. So there you go. PGA Daily. First time listening to your NFL content, and I love it. Great job. Mountain Dew is the best. So the keyword was Mountain Dew, but we are going to re-roll this. So PGA, all you got to do is email me and let me know you saw that you were the winner, and we will add yet another week to your subscription. Now, you can win every single day, and technically he could win again here if the random comment picker picks him. Michael Green, I'm so glad I found this channel. I've been struggling, but this is a game changer. I'm going back to watch them all. Thank you so much, Michael, for the support. No keyword there, though, so we will continue to push right on through. LG5295, congratulations with the keyword Mountain Dew. So all you got to do is email me and let me know. The email is dfshelp1@gmail.com. So congratulations to both of you. As always, Fantasy Team Advisors is the website. FTA Plus, it is $10 for a week. It is $30 for a month. It is $200 for a year. But if you use the promo code NBA is back, you can get that year for only $74.99 while supplies last. We have 2 coupon codes available. So we are going to be using our matchup tool, which is a completely free tool under the NFL tab. And what it is it goes through and it checks out all the defenses, what they give up, how many fantasy points allowed they've given up per game, and the team to target there. So that will help us in the pursuit of being hopefully on fire this weekend yet again. So Outlier.Bet is the sponsor for all of these videos. The link to sign up is down below. We like to use them for just looking at different plays and looking at different either games, over-unders, or prop bets. So at the end of this video, we're going to give you our favorite Week 12 bets. We're going to put them into Outlier, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to go out to one of your sports books. So get a paper and pen, whatever you use, get ready, buckle up. We are going to have some fun, and hopefully we are going to bring home the bacon this weekend. I just saw my hat looks like it's, in the what is it? Willy Wonka's, when the Wonka vision, when you like get all weird and then they transfer him and he becomes tiny. It looks like I'm doing that. But anyway, we're going to try something a little bit different this week. The algorithm knows, and sometimes these videos go 40 plus minutes long, and I know some of you guys just want to get to the nitty gritty. So that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to see if you like it this way. So I've gone ahead. I've gone through each position. I've given a bump to everyone that I really like the most, that I want the algorithm to know that I like, and that we'll go from there. So knowing that, you can have team stacks, game stacks, stack exposure. So we are using SaberSim. I'm not a partner with them. I don't have a promo code. I'm just using them to show you how I would build if we're building with a certain optimizer. And there's a ton of them out there. But looking at the matchup tool, looking at each position. So if you were to just go off of the matchup tool and the defenses that give up the most, so the 5 defenses that we can play on the main, or the 5 quarterbacks against the worst defenses on the main slate, that would be Tommy DeVito with the Giants. Tampa Bay gives up, they're ranked 32. They give up 24.7 fantasy points per game. Jacksonville gives up 24.5, so they're really close. Chargers, which is Monday Night Football. The Chiefs, because the Panthers are ranked 27th. They give up 21.5. You've got the Steelers, which we already saw. You've got the Commanders, so Jaden Daniels versus the Cowboys defense. They rank 25th, giving up 20.9. And then Bo Nix with the Broncos going up against the Raiders, who rank 24th, giving up 19.3. So I've given a boost to those guys. But I've also given a boost to Jaden Daniels. I gave a boost to Jared Goff, Bo Nix, Patrick Mahomes, C.J. Stroud as well. Tommy DeVito, because he's 4,000, I think we got to take advantage of that. We also have a little bit of Brandon Allen for San Francisco, because Brock Purdy being a late scratch for this week, he is a $4,000 player. Moving to the running back position, and we look at this. Joe Mixon, obviously, is going to have a ton of run there for Tennessee. Christian McCaffrey, the same. I gave a bump to Kareem Hunt, because if we look at this, the Panthers give up the most amount of fantasy points to the opposing running back. They rank 32. They give up 31.7 fantasy points per game. Samaje Perine is there. I get that, but Kareem Hunt is number 1, and Pacheco is still out at least for this week. So number 2 is the Commanders. We look at this. Dallas Cowboys are ranked 29th out of 32. Number 31 and 30 are both on bye. They give up an average of 28.2 fantasy points per game. So if we look at that situation, that is obviously Brian Robinson Jr. is the RB1 in this lineup. I get that. He's back. He had some run there. I'm going to take Austin Eckler a little bit. I would rather have Austin Eckler over Brian Robinson Jr. Now, this is a hill that I'm going to die on this weekend. This is what I would do. They're both the same exact price on DraftKings, so you're able to build that way as well. So looking at that, I like Eckler more than I like Robinson. Whether or not that comes back to bite me, we will find out. But that's in my sense. This is why I tell you, we are here to make you a better DFS player, not here to just give you the picks. If you want to see the picks and you want to see more, that is FTA Plus. You can check out all the information down here. Our cheat sheet has players we like at each position, projections, stuff like that. Also some optimal lineups to start you out with. Not the end-all, be-all. So we are building something here. So if you are just looking for picks, go sign up for FTA Plus. We are making you better DFS players. So Achan, I love Achan here. The Giants, actually, if you look at this, Tampa Bay gives up 27th running back rank, 26.3. So you could be looking, if you want to go in to look at the Giants, and you can see they're going to be playing from behind, you could give a bump up to Tyrone Tracy. Devin Singletary, will put him at 5 just to give a little bit of boost for that algorithm. And then we're going to apply that once we are done with everything. So give a boost to Connor, KW the third, Jahmyr Gibbs, and David Montgomery. I think they're both great options if you want to see the stacks that we like. Maybe they're in one of them. The stacks video will be linked at the end of this video. Gave a boost to Tyrone Tracy, Javonte Williams. Everyone was on Estime, or however you say his name, in Denver last week. He gave a massive 5.5. I'm off of him yet again. I'd rather take Javonte Williams in that situation. Ramondre Stevenson I'm okay with, but he does have fumble problems, so that scares me a little bit. Boosted down Brian Robinson a little bit. I'd rather just take, you know what, I'm just going to take Robinson out. I'd rather just have Eckler. That's what I'm going to go with there. So we move to the wide receiver. With the wide receiver, Baltimore gives up the most amount. They're on the Monday Night Football game, so we can't play that, but maybe I like them for a stack. Maybe you should check the video out. Third, or technically second or first on the main slate, the Vikings defense give up an average of 41.3 fantasy points per game, which brings us to the Bears wide receivers. So if we look at the Bears wide receivers, Odunze, obviously. You got DJ Moore. We'll put him at 12. You got both of those guys in there. Minnesota defense might not be the best. It just depends on which Caleb Williams is going to show up. But I think this could be a competitive game. I still think Minnesota wins, but I think we could take advantage of this. Looking at the next one, the Lions defense actually gives up 39.8 fantasy points per game to the wide receivers. So that brings us to the Indianapolis Colts. I still think, they're still huge favorites here. But the Colts wide receivers, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, you could look at a little bit of Adonai Mitchell. You could look at Alec Pierce, but I'd rather take the top two in that one. So I boosted them up just a little bit to get that algorithm going. The next one on this slate, the Tampa Bay Bucks give up an average of 39.1 fantasy points per game, which brings us to the wide receivers for the Giants, which is Malik Nabers and Wan'Dale Robinson. Tommy DeVito being so cheap, I think a sneaky stack this week could be the Giants. We know the whole situation with Daniel Jones. He is now out. We've got DeVito in there at 4,000. If he stays in there, that would be great. Hopefully Drew Lock doesn't come in for whatever reason. But a sneaky stack might be the Giants here with Nabers and Robinson. Then the next one would be the Patriots defense. They rank 24th, giving up 36.6 fantasy points per game, which brings us to the Miami Dolphins, which we boosted both Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Beckham, he's there. Maybe we put him at 5 and give him a little bit of boost, but you never really know what's going to go on there. Obviously, we would love for Tyreek to finally go off yet again. Moving to the tight end, the Raiders give up the most amount of fantasy points to the tight end position, 17.7 fantasy points per game, which is the Broncos, which if we look, the Broncos, it's kind of a mess. Nate Atkins, Lucas Kroll, and Adam Troutman. Don't really love that. Probably not paying for that. But again, if we're doing this in the algorithm, maybe we'll boost it up a little bit more. Second is actually the Chiefs defense. They give up the second most to the opposing tight end, which is the Panthers this week, 16 fantasy points. So Jatavion Sanders you can look at. You can look at a little bit of Tommy Trimble. You can always, get these other guys, but that's the ones I would look at if you're looking at that. Next is actually the Giants. Tampa Bay's defense has been giving up some points. The Giants could be a sneaky stack. It would be so weird to see the Giants win this game. Wouldn't be out of the realm, but Theo Johnson's the one that I would probably go with. But they always have Chris Manhertz or Daniel Bellinger that they could throw to and completely screw us over. All of those guys less than 3K for tight ends. Next up is the Lions. So we look at the Colts. Colts give up 14.7 fantasy points per game. That brings us to Sam Laporta in this situation. I did not boost him up. I'm going to boost him up to 12. I still think this Detroit team could absolutely go off. You could always throw $1,000 cheaper and go Brock Wright. We'll put him at 5 just to see if the algorithm likes that at all. Next up is the Chiefs. Obviously, Kelsey's there. A down game last week, but a lot of people on the Chiefs had a down game against the Bills. I love him in this situation. He's under 6K, had 3 straight games of 20-plus fantasy points. I think we see that again. Eagles, kind of the same thing. So we look at this. Actually, the Eagles are Monday Night Football game. We can't play that. Chargers would be next, but that is Monday. That is Sunday night. So we look at this. We boosted up Cade Otton because Tampa Bay needs him. George Kittle because I could see with Brandon Allen starting, him having to dump off the passes to either CMC or to George Kittle. So I'm going to bring the lineups up. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to show you the results for the lineups. All right, so obviously tournament-type lineups is what we kind of like to build here. But the first one that popped out was Brandon Allen, $4,000. they do have him stacked with Juwan Jennings. So Brandon Allen with Achan, Tony Pollard for Tennessee. You got CeeDee Lamb because there's really not much to go with, target-wise. If we look at what his targets were the other day. Excuse me. Give me a second. I don't know why this didn't load. So if we take a look at what he was able to do, CeeDee Lamb, obviously Cooper Rush is probably not the play, but he still had 12 targets, and I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, you see all the targets, even with Dak in there. The last 5 weeks, he's had double digits every single week. The yardage just depends on if it's been there or not. All but 1 week, he had a lower week. I think that still stays. I think that stands. So DraftKings-wise, I'm looking at Lamb. Jacoby Myers is there. You got Jennings. You got Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt, which I love both of them. And then we got the Broncos defense. I absolutely love that situation there. Just kind of looking at other stacks here. So Jared Goff, who I love in this situation. He was one of our top 5 stacks. I got Goff throwing it to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta. We got the Dolphins defense against Drake May and New England and Miami. That game there. Zach Ertz against Dallas. Juwan Jennings is back. Josh Jacobs against San Francisco. Tony Pollard as well. So I like that matchup there. Kind of the same thing there. The Bears defense is there. A little bit of change. So, excuse me. Building these lineups, this is how I would go about it. Next one that we could look at, and you want to see, Bo Nix. I love Bo Nix in this situation too. They have him throwing it to Valley and Sutton, which I don't mind whatsoever. If you want to go watch the Stacks video, that would help me out. Packers defense, just because it is a backup quarterback and Nick Bosa's out, I don't mind that. Kenneth Walker's in a great spot against Arizona. Jonnu Smith, I love against New England. CeeDee Lamb is still there, and Pollard and Jacobs. So it's really loving Tony Pollard this week for some whatever reason. So if we go to the next one, and you want to take a look, Patrick Mahomes. Great matchup against Carolina. It's got Patrick Mahomes throwing it to DeAndre Hopkins. Connor and Abdullah is in there. Kenneth Walker, Texans defense against Tennessee. I'm okay with that one as well. Maybe the only thing I might change there is maybe stack Mahomes with Kareem Hunt and Travis Kelce. We can kind of see if we can get to there. So if we go off of Mahomes and we take a look at, it depends. I mean, Anthony Richardson could be in a good spot because Detroit's defense is not the best. This game could turn out to be a shootout. So we look at that. You got Anthony Richardson throwing it to Pittman and Downs. Tony Pollard's in there as well. You got Brock Bowers. You got the Bears defense against Minnesota. CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker. All of them are there, ready to rock and roll. And those are just some of the stacks that we like. If you want to see all the stacks, you want to see the other ways to do it, that is what we've got here for DraftKings. Maybe ones that you can mess with and get a little bit more of exposure to. Maybe Baker Mayfield against the Giants, Drake May a little bit. But let's take a look at the Tommy DeVito one. A cheap option, very cheap. DeVito throwing it to Neighbors, who's got the questionable tag, but I still like that. Kenneth Walker, it's got Kareem Hunt in there. Cortland Sutton, I love this week. Travis Kelce, I love this week. Brock Bowers, the number 1 tight end so far this year. So sneaky options around there. We've got some value plays we're going to look at. So you got the value in Brandon Allen. You've got Tommy DeVito. Those are 2. They're going to be highly owned, but if you can make lineups around them, more power to you. So I'm going to pause the video. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to show you a couple of the lineups for FanDuel first. All right, so I did forget to mention with DraftKings, but whichever book we're building on, I do my max exposure, and I change it to either between 25 to 30%, so it opens up more plays and more variety in your lineups. Because when I did this and just did 100%, it only gave me 3 quarterbacks to work with. So right off the top, FanDuel's really liking Anthony Richardson, throwing it to Pittman. We got Kyron Williams in there. You got Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, I don't know if he's going to just absolutely mash against Houston or it's just a trap. We'll see. Sometimes when that happens, kind of like last week with Estime, or however you say his name on Denver, it was spitting him out all the time. And we got rid of it, and that's how we cash. So that is definitely something to look at. But Richardson to Pittman, I do like. You got A.J. Brown because FanDuel, the main slate, consists of the Sunday Night Football game as well, unlike the other sites. So definitely one to look at. So it's like an Anthony Richardson. If we look into Bo Nix here, you got Bo Nix thrown to Sutton. You've got Tony Pollard and Josh Jacobs. You got Pittman, Calvin Ridley, Kyron Williams, and the Packers defense yet again. So looking at a couple of other different ones here. Tommy DeVito, because he is so cheap. Tommy DeVito is $6,000 here. You've got him thrown in Wan'Dale Robinson. You got Joe Mixon, Abdullah, which would be a little bit cheaper option. CeeDee Lamb, Cortland Sutton, Brock Bowers, James Conner, and the Raiders defense, which I don't like that much. So I am going to go through here. I'm going to take, take off the defenses. Or I guess I got to get out of here first. Let me get off of Tommy DeVito here. Go into the defenses. Go down here and just kind of the ones. I don't want the Colts defense. I really don't want the Rams. I don't want the Panthers against Kansas City. I definitely don't want the Cowboys. I don't want the Raiders against Denver. And I really don't think I want Minnesota Vikings. I'll keep the Vikings because it is the Bears. So we'll update this and we'll see what we've got. So it's showing 7 quarterbacks before then. Then we will see after that. So it's taken one off and it's gone to QBs there. So just looking at QBs, seeing what it has. It has taken out Tommy DeVito, but it is replaced with Brandon Allen, who's also cheap at $6,000. Brandon Allen throwing Juwan Jennings. You got the Texans defense against Tennessee. You got Mixon in that same game. You got Ramondre Stevenson, Calvin Ridley, Cortland Sutton, Juwan Jennings, Hunter Henry, and Kyron versus Philly for Sunday Night Football. So just some of the different ones, how to build around. You got DraftKings. You got Fanduel. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to show you the Yahoo one. And there's a few people that play Yahoo, so we'll take advantage of that. All right, then finally Yahoo. So if we are building a lineup, it's, again, like Anthony Richardson throwing it to Pittman. But newcomers, we got Jackson Smith and Jigba. We got Trey McBride in there. CMC makes it here. We've also got the Commanders defense going up against Cooper Rush or whoever the Cowboys decide to throw out there at quarterback. Abdullah is in there as well. So not a bad lineup. But let's look at Jared Goff. Probably Jared Goff is where I would go here. But you got Jared Goff thrown into Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God. You got Sam Laporta as well. We still have Justin Jefferson in there. You got Kareem Hunt. Like, this is a fantastic lineup. This is probably the lineup that I'm going to be putting in for my weekly thing. I almost guarantee this is. You got the Dolphins defense versus New England. You got McCaffrey. Pittman is in there versus Detroit defense, so a little bit of game stack there. Amir Abdullah, again, $10, a cheaper option for your running back situation. So there you have it. That is kind of the main slate breakdown with the plays we do like, the plays we don't like, and a little bit of the, I guess, what goes into the cake when we build. When we build and mix a cake, all the ingredients, how we go about building some things. For whether or not you're playing DraftKings, Fanduel, or Yahoo, we do have you covered. Now, if you want to see more, we have a ton more that we haven't even talked about. From volume reports to snap counts to red zone stats. DraftKings and Fanduel fantasy points allowed by position. You got your Vegas odds. You got your chalk. So if you play cash, you want to check out our chalk. If you play tournaments, you want to fade that chalk, and that is where you can find it under the chalk. We got projections for both FanDuel and DraftKings. We also have prop bets and a cheat sheet. Cheat sheet has FanDuel and DraftKings. It has, it has a majority of the plays that we like. So our player pool, you can whittle the player pool down. You can check out the stacks in there as well. We have the showdown lineup or showdown cheat sheet. Those are there as well. Sunday night or Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. So we've got it all there. Now, let's talk bets. Real quick, we can talk out bets and we can look at what they look like to build. So what I do is I go through here, and these are just some of the bets that jump out to me. Looking at the defenses, the rankings, the fantasy points per game, and then we just look at the stats given up to each position. So we'll go to the props. And we will start with our quarterbacks. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the props, and we'll just build this as one big parlay. We can definitely check that out. So players I want to look at, Jaden Daniels. I love this matchup for him. What I'm going to look for is rushing. So people are going to be like, oh, is he passing it? What is he doing? No. I'm going to be looking at rushes. So rushing yards. What I'm going to do is his line right now is over under 37.5. I want to take that down to 30. So we come to alt lines. We go down to over 29.5. It's minus 137. Now I add that to my picks, which is down here, which I will show you at the end. So looking at the second quarterback that I want to take a look at, Hurts. Not running, but passing. So current line for passing, and we can just find it right here. We're going to go passing yards. So the line that it's currently at is 220.5. We are going to alt that down to 200. So I'm looking at over 199.5. I'm going to add that. There's 7 of his last 10 games he's hit that. 4 straight games he has hit that as well. So add that to my picks. So those are the 2 quarterbacks that I'm looking at. Now, I want to look at running backs. I've got 3 running backs, if not 4, but we're going to go 3 running backs here. So the first running back is Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs in this matchup that I love. We're looking at rushing yards out of him. So I'm trying to see rushing, just rushing, no. So the over-under is 68.5 over-under. I think we take that down to 60. So over 59.5. So he has hit that. You can see 9 of his last 10 games, 9 straight games, he's gotten at least 60 rushing yards. So we will take that. We'll add that to our picks. So let's go back. The only thing that could happen is if it's a huge blowout early and then he doesn't play. That's the only thing that scares me a little bit. Another one I want to look at, Aaron Jones for Minnesota. So looking at Aaron Jones, I am looking at rushing as well. I think it's 60. Let's see what his line is. Over under rushing yards. Did I miss it? Rushing yards. Over under 59.5. I like that line. I'm going to take that line at minus 110. 60% of the time. He did not get it last week, only 39 yards. That's the problem, but I'm going to add that to my picks there. So that is 4. Another one I'm going to look at, and we had him in DFS. James Conner. I'm also going to look at him at his rushing. So it's over 69.5 is the current line. So it depends on when you watch this game. Problem is he has not hit this here, okay? He hit 33 rushing yards last week. Oh, this was under. I want over. Over 59.5. Sorry, over 60. So did not hit it last week. Hit it there, not again. Hit it there, not again. So as you see, it's a pattern. 2 games under and then 100 plus yards. So in this matchup here, James Conner against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle right here, they rank 23rd, give up 24.8 fantasy points per game. They have given up 1,200 yards on the ground. They've given up 300-plus yard rushing games. They've also given up 322 through the air. So I do like this situation here. I like James Conner. I'm going to take James Conner. I'm going to take him at his line of 60-plus. I'm just going to take that line right there. So that is 5 picks. The last one I want to look at, or the last couple, wide receivers. So if I'm taking some wide receivers here, not a ton to throw to, but Odunze, take him. The line is kind of low, but over-under is 44.5. I think we could alt this down to over 30, minus 137. So we see this, had it last week, did not have it against the Patriots, and then had it other there. So 80% his last 5 games, 70% his last 10 games, he's hit this line. So then what I want to look at, wide receiver-wise, and this is a Monday night game, Quentin Johnston. So apply this over. Well, there you go. It's 48.5. So I'm going to take the over, so we're going to alt line it. But the Baltimore gives up an average of 44.4 fantasy points per game to the opposing wide receivers. They've given up 16 touchdowns and 5 100-plus yard games. It would be even better if Ladd McConkey isn't 100%, but Quentin Johnston, I don't mind this. So I will take the line of over 39.5 to get him to 40. It's been a little bit weird for him the past couple of games. This is one's more of a boomer bust type pick, but if you want to even alt it down to like maybe 25 yards, it's minus 550. 6 of his last 10 games. And that one game he had 24, the other one he had 22. So it just depends on what you want to get. He is one that you could add to a parlay. I could definitely see that. Another one that I might be looking at is just depending, but I would look at, I will take Quentin Johnston at minus 550. So let's add him there and we'll see if it's there. And then what I want to look at, let's go to tight ends. And if we look at this, Travis Kelce. Look at Travis Kelce's line. Receiving targets, which he should get a lot. But receiving yards over 59.5. So 60-plus receiving yards out of him. I do like this matchup. You actually get plus on this one. So plus 102. So I'll add that to my picks as well. So I've got 8 picks. You can play 6 of the 8 ones. You cannot play the Jaden Daniels rush on DraftKings. Can you play it on any of them? You cannot play it on any of them. So we can take that off of our board. But if you want to do that as just a normal bet, you can do that. So we can get rid of that right there. And what's the other one you can't do? Odunze. It's because it's not available there. So we'll get rid of Odunze. 6 of 6. This is a plus 14-18 parlay. So Jalen Hurts, 200 passing yards. You can go through. You can look at all of them. You can even see the books that they are available and the lines they are available at. So I play on DraftKings Sportsbook. I will put that. You hit that there. You get that to go there. Now I will pause the video while I log in. Or is it logged in? Nope. Okay. I will pause the video while I log in. Okay. So I've added it to the book. If you have DraftKings, I will have a link down below for Fanduel and DraftKings Sportsbook, so you can sign up if you have not already signed up with our link. But a 14-10 parlay, but they do have, there are different bonuses you can use. So I have a King of the Court bonus bet if I put $29 on it. That would be a payout of $408.91. Or just depending on what you want to do, you could, if you have different ones, I completely understand. So if you want to go $10, nope. You could do that. Okay, no bonus. Okay. So you go $10 to win 151, $25 to win 377, whatever it is, depending if that's what you guys want to look at. So questions, comments, concerns on this video, let me know. If you guys like this kind of setup, let me know. Or would you rather see the 40-plus minute one? We dig in a little bit more, but I think we covered pretty much what I can in almost half it is 33 minutes. So that's what I've got in this video. If you have any questions, get those down below. Make sure you go check out the other new YouTube channel for us. We are going to be putting out probably a gaming channel in the near future as well. And if you're still around, you've stuck long enough to hear the key phrase. The key phrase is mom's basement, because that's where I'm filming this right now, because her grandchildren wanted to see her today. So that's what I've got. Good luck in week 12. Make sure you check out all of our other content. That'll be linked at the end. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.